Good morning, everyone. I'm on Wikipedia. Electrical conduit. An electrical conduit is a tube used to protect and route electrical wiring in a building or structure. Electrical conduit may be made of metal, plastic, fiber, or fired clay. We are made of clay. We're fired clay. And our bodies are pretty much shaped like a tube. We have electrical wiring all within us. We call it our nerve endings. It's electrical charges. We get shocked with static electricity. We're electrical. If we're grounded, we don't get that shock. The brain fires the electricity. Our emotions and our chakras pump this electricity. We channel it. It passes through us. If we're not grounded, it builds up within us, and we can pop, explode. We go into outrages. We all kind of crazy shit happens. Let's talk some more about electricity. When on this planet, you have these are like our two eyes. This is a 110 and this is a 220. In a 110, it's fine for living in the flesh, for living in the world. But if you're going to connect to the heavens, if you're going to connect to your higher self, other realms, whatever, you're going to need the 220. You're going to need to be grounded or you're going to get popped. You have the masculine, the feminine. The hot, the neutral, the ground. That third eye, it's what brings us up to the next level so that we can not just function in this world with the two eyes, but within worlds, within dimensions, and also interstellar, mostly interstellar. Now that depends on what chakras you're firing on. When you fire in the lower chakras, that's below the solar plexus, that's generally just stimulating the body. It's like the difference when you talk about the base chakra, you're talking about Mars and sexuality. When you talk about the crown chakra, you're talking about the pineal gland and Saturn. You can have an orgasm in either one. To open your third eye, it's like having 1,000,000 orgasms all at one time. That's what it's like. To me, sexuality is because I pop my pineal gland, and I don't understand the attraction to orgasm that most people do. I don't get the sexuality that's rampant on this planet. This energy manifests itself in different ways with us. When you bring the masculine and feminine together in the lower chakras, it tends to manifest outwardly in the flesh. When you bring the manifestation of the masculine and feminine in the upper chakras, they manifest inwardly. You pull yourself together. You become androgynous, not hermaphroditic. What's going on is they're plugged in. The ones that rule us, they've got all this going on. They're running on 220. So they can do what we do, and they can do more. They have more power. This is why they have more power. They're all about power, power, power. Well, here's the power. When you're not plugged, when your body's not plugged in anymore, you die. There's no electrical charge in it. The brain waves, they call them brain waves. These are electrical waves. Everything runs on frequency and everything runs on waves. A frequency is a wave. It makes a wave. And it's all about electricity. That's why they're called the elect. You got to be plugged in. If you're not plugged in, you're not going to be able, you can only see with these two eyes. When you're plugged in, you got 3 eyes and you can see shit nobody else can see. Fear keeps you at 110. Love runs on 220. Hate runs on 110. Forgiveness runs on 220. Are you starting to see what I'm telling you about the pineal gland? We got to get plugged in. It's like we're hardwired for this. We come with a 220 outlet, and they've shut this one off. They've shut our ground that connects us with the heavenly realms. They've shut it off. And we're deaf, dumb, and blind. All of us are Helen Keller. We've all been crucified on one of the crosses, and we're all Helen Keller. Funny how there's 3 crosses. And to have a 220, you got to have that 3. We have 3 eyes, not 2. We are electric beings. We get fired up. You can get fired up in the lower chakras, or you can get fired up in the upper chakras. This is living within, and this is living without. Why do we do without? Because we're without. You want to plug in, and you rub your little magic lamp, and you can ask all the wishes you want, because you're connected to Source. This connects you to Source. Over here, you're not. You're just walking around going, who am I? Why am I here? Why all this going on? All those questions are answered over here. Why? These are slaves. These are rulers. Now, the age of Aquarius is about everybody being here. And we're all equal. We've all pulled ourselves together. We're running on our 3rd eye. We don't need another source of energy. We're always looking for ourselves in other people. I forget who said that. I want to say Israeli Regardi or Eliphaz Levi, but I'm not sure which one. That they're not worried about us, because as long as we're looking for ourselves and others instead of within, then they don't have a problem with us. They can rule us because they're connected and we're not. And the story of this connection, it's a cyclical cycle that works in nature. It happens naturally. There are techniques to make it happen. There are also techniques to shut it down. And that's the game the elites play with us. They keep us on 110. They shut us down. They keep us in fear. They keep us in hate. They keep us angry. They keep us suffering. They keep all that going on. And we have to let go of that. And when you let go of that, then you can move into the upper chakras. And you can't propagate fear or hate, and you can't accept it. You literally have to cut it off. Once you're plugged into the 220, there is no more fear and hate, because you're plugged into Source. All your questions are answered as fast as you can think them. Your desires. This is a magical, electrical place we live in. But I don't care how many of us come together in our wheel. If we're running on 110, we don't have the power to overcome them. And you can only really overcome yourself. You can only manipulate others. They have a choice. We have a choice. They only want to give you 2 choices. There are 3rd. I've been telling you about this 3rd path. This 220 is the same thing as the Freemason tracing board. You have the sun pillar and the moon pillar, the masculine, the feminine, the positive and the negative, and then you have what grounds you to Source, straight up the middle. And they've showed it to us, that it's Saturn. That's what connects us. He rules Aquarius. Every star in Aquarius is, in Arabic, it talks about kingship. In Greek, it talks about the pineal gland. They're one and the same. Why king? Because it's the crown chakra, ruled by Saturn. When you talk about Mars, you're talking about the base chakra. War. Why war? What starts war? Hate, separation, ignorance, misunderstanding, no love, fear. It all comes from fear. That's why we fight. Right now, the elites are having a hard time because they find themselves in fear. They know what time it is. They know Thalem speaks. As of 2012, he started speaking. What do I mean by that? The frequencies of Aquarius are now merging into our world. We're moving out of the world age of Pisces into Aquarius. We're moving from blind faith into knowing. Over here is blind faith. We're going to connect up and we're going to know. There are not going to be any more questions. They can no longer lie to us. When you're connected, you know. You know that you know that you know. You know as you were known. The motto of Aquarius is, I know. The motto of Pisces is, I believe. Well, we've been believing the lie. That's what we've been believing. There's no such thing as religion. It's all astrology. And astrology basically is the study, not of the stars, but of the language of the stars, because it tells a story. It's a great alchemical magic circle. And we are transmuting energies. And we should be able to create anything. We are the gods, as long as we got one of these. If we're the slaves, this is all we got. You got to pull yourself together, open the third eye, connect to source. Like I said, there are many techniques to do this. There are drugs that can help you do this. But when you connect to source, when you open yourself up to the universe like that, there are all kind of energies, entities, intelligences that are out there. And to connect to the right ones, you must be in the upper chakras. If you do it in fear, hate, anger, all of this, well, that's what you're going to manifest. I've been telling you, 2020's coming. This is a 220. 2020 is 220s. And it's this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, when the two come together, it's going to happen in the sign of Capricorn. It's feminine, which means manifestation. It's a creative force. So you're either going to create all this anger and this hate over here and stay at 110 for the next 20 years. Every 20 years we get a chance to pop over here. And every time that comes along, they throw some trauma and drama on us to keep us over here. Fear, hate, anger, separation. That's how they play the game. And then we do the rest of the work for them. We make the ugly videos and let's get rid of them and hate them. Let's blow everybody up. Let's kill everybody. And you're still over here. You're never going to get over here. You want what they got, but you don't want to do what it takes to get there. Number one, that's your homework. And that's why it's called your homework. Because nobody can do it for you but you. And the best place to do it is home alone. You're not going to find it in somebody else. You're only going to get the answers you're looking for within. You got to go within. Connect to that third eye. Shut off those lower chakras. Channel them out. Channel that energy. You get grounded. It passes through you. You become the conduit. When you're a conduit, then you can do it. You can do anything. You can manifest anything. Energy does not have a prejudice. It doesn't care if you're black, white. It doesn't care if you're male or female. It doesn't care what blood type you have. Some blood types are more susceptible to this than others. You have an iron-based blood, which is Mars. Then you have a copper-based blood, which is it conducts electricity better. Silver conducts better. Gold conducts better. They tell you Saturn is lead. You got to turn the lead to gold. That's what that means. All of this is metaphorical. It's metaphorical. The stories in the heavens, it's an old ancient tradition, oral tradition, because we fell. We were all 220. We were all plugged in. And we got unplugged. And it happened naturally. It happened by disaster. Call it trauma. A traumatic world event. Like 9/11. It shut the whole damn world into the lower chakras. Be afraid. Be very afraid. It's stimulating. What fear stimulates the body. You start pumping this adrenaline. And the upper chakra, when you pop your crown chakra, it's not about adrenaline. As a matter of fact, it's very quiet, and it's very subtle, and it's very peaceful. But when it happens, it's like, pow! It's when the light hits you, it's brighter than the sun. It's around us all the time. We just can't see it because we don't have this. We're all over here. We need to be over here. I don't know any better way to explain that. There aren't words to explain it. If it's ever happened to you, it's literally undescribable. It's an existence of complete euphoria. Have a lower orgasm over here, oh my goodness. You can light up the whole universe. All the worlds, all the ages. And just be hardwired in. And we're going to do that in this age. But those that cannot do this and remain in the 110, you're just going to get burnt up alive. You're not going to be able to channel that energy. You're not grounded. It's going to burn you up. You've got to be able to pull yourself together, open your third eye, and connect to source. And then you have no problem channeling that energy. Because it's all done. And once that happens, you don't even want to go back over here to 110. You don't want to go back. You do because you're still in the body. You do. You keep popping in and out. But I do believe the time's coming that when we come in fully into Aquarius, and we're out of this age of Pisces, you shift from one to the other. It's always masculine, feminine, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and they're divided. But in astrology, Saturn, he has his two side by side. They're not divided. They're one. They're androgynous. Not hermaphroditic outwardly. Androgynous inwardly. And it's very peaceful. And you know what? It's eternal. Your flesh runs on this, 110. But your soul, it requires 220. And it's eternal. This can go away and this exists forever. But not if you're not plugged into it. To me, that's what reincarnation is. Why do y'all keep coming back here? You keep coming back here to do this again. And you keep trying to find yourself in other people. When you are within. It's the metaphorical story of Eve who was removed from Adam. Well, doesn't that make Adam androgynous? Until she was taken out. Separate the two. And you got to have that third to pull them together, to ground them out. And then you got some serious power you can do something with, that you can really manifest with. When you do this, ironically, you need less sleep. You need less everything, less food, less sleep. less stimulation. All you want to do is sit and learn. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of contemplation and learning. And I'm just always got my head in the stars. I want to know more. Plug in. Be the conduit you were created to be. This magnificent electrical being. And then you can do it. And that's Capricorn. Do it. And a Pisces, we believe it. And we were lied to. And Aquarius, we know it. And in the age of Capricorn, we do it. Nobody can really stop you but you. It's your choice. Not even the elites, what they're doing, it's your choice to be afraid. It's your choice to be angry. It's your choice to hate. It's your choice to stay in the lower chakras. You're the one reacting. It's your actions that matter. It's not what they say or what they do. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's your reaction to it. And when you react with anger, hate, fear, resentment, jealousy, you played right into their hands. But if you act, you can be disdain about it. Don't react. Or act with understanding, love, kindness. Then you overcome it. You can be your own person. You're not dropped into those lower chakras. You live in your heart and above. Shut everything else down. That's your desires. All below. They call them worldly desires, fleshly desires. You got to reach for that higher realm. And you cannot let them make you react. That's your choice. You chose to do that. You choose to watch the fear porn. You choose to buy into the propaganda. Whether it's real or not is irrelevant. It's your reaction to it. And they know problem, reaction, solution. You can play the same game. You got a problem, you're not connected. This should be your reaction. Open the third eye, and then there's your solution. And we can all sit around and wait for Fomalhaut to conjunct the third eye of the Sphinx. And that's when everybody's going to have this. No choice. Everybody. I do believe it, even the animals. This is even happening to the animals. We talk about the times in the Native Americans where we would speak to the animals. I mean, that's the only ones I could connect with was a child. And you emanate it through your heart. It's an emotional. Our emotions are electrical in nature. We call it getting fired up. That's what church is about. They get us all in one building. And they make you feel bad about yourself. They make you feel guilty, shame, all of this lower charge to keep you in the flesh. And then they can really fire you up in a competitive way. And they put you in the sports stadium. Sport and spirit is the same word alchemically. Take no oath, no vows to L. And it's the same word. And they get you fired up, but you're separated. You're competing. It's competition, one against the other. Never work that way. You'll never manifest that way. You'll only make energy for them to use to manifest because they're plugged in. And they don't care what you say about them. They don't. Because it's all lies anyway. It's all staged anyway to make you react. You're an actor. You react. You got to stop acting and get real. And get the real deal.